Yo, Red here with your This Week at Bungie. It is a massive TWAB with everything weapons and weapon tuning. They first start off with giving us a glaive buff and retuning the glaive for next season, increasing projectile speed and all that jazz. Season 17 glaives changes, really cool. Exotic glaives are getting a big buff, especially the Titan one. Players now gain a Void Overshield while inside the bubble. Helm of Saint now applies to this bubble as it does Ward of Dawn. Warlock Glaive increased speed and acceleration of the healing turret. Hunter Glaive tripled the damage of the wave detonation, which is nuts. They talk about flinch changes. Break down flinch resistance with 100 stability. Can read all this. Airborne gunplay. So they're adding a new stat called Airborne Effectiveness, and it's a hidden stat, but in Season 18, hidden stats will become seeable. So currently you'll need to go into the API to see the hidden stat of Airborne Effectiveness. And then Airborne Effectiveness is how it says if you have more Airborne Effectiveness when you jump, your gun will be more accurate, which is great. Stats influence several aspects of airborne gunplay: aim assist, cone, penalties, and all that. Shotgun pellet spreads. This is all the different weapons with their airborne effectivenesses. These are all the base airborne effectivenesses with legendary weapons. And then you've got a handful of exotic weapon airborne effectivenesses. And some specified legendary weapon airborne effectivenesses. Subclasses, elements that give airborne effectiveness: Heat Rises, Tempered Metal, Whisper of Hadrons. Exotic armor pieces that also give it. And then you've got some examples of how they'll add up to give you your total airborne effectiveness. And then they show some interesting charts. Like selective exotic breakdown stompies is mahusive. Of all stuff being used inside of PvP, which is a good, interesting look at if you're into charts. Playlist weapons. These are the current playlist weapons. Older weapons are available for rank up packages or can be focused. Playlist weapons now have a chance to roll with extra traits in both columns, increasing with the number of rank resets with the vendor. So every season your Crucible, Vanguard, and Gamut rank will reset. The higher rank you are that season, the more likely you are to get more perks on the seasonal weapons, which is a great change. Special ammo and one-shot kill stuff in PvP. Scavengers no longer work inside of PvP, which is great. So now when you kill someone, you're only going to get one shot in your sniper or shotgun, and then however many shots it takes to kill someone in PvP with either a sidearm or linear fusion. Not linear fusion, trace rifle. Special ammo archetypes of weapons and their usage if you're into charts. More special weapon ammo changes with snipers and special ammo targeting penalties and all that. Shotgun changes. Read all this if you want. Different zooms, knocking off ranges and all that. Another funky chart for fusion rifles. All fusion rifle changes. New charge time and damage per burst for all fusion rifle subfamilies. So this is all the new charge times for fusions and then new damages, which is great. Primary weapons aren't as competitive, so they're increasing damage fall off of auto rifles and pulse rifles, judging on range stat, lightweight frames and all that jazz. Submachine guns are having some of their legendary machine guns are having some of their zoom modified, so Shara's Wrath is having it decreased, while Huckleberry is getting it increased. Huckleberry is the only exotic SMG being changed. Precision frame hand cannons, intrinsic switch with more airborne accuracy. Heavy machine guns are getting an increased damage by 40% against PvE enemies and 20% against bosses, which is huge. Xenophage and Grand Overture will not be affected by the boss damage, but they will still get the 40% against other enemies in PvE, which is nutty. Rocket launcher subfamilies are getting changed, so they are more differentiable. So your actual archetype of rocket will matter. Exotic weapon changes. Fighting Lion getting some changes. Eyes of Tomorrow is getting a 30% damage buff against enemies in PvE and champions or bosses and champions and all that. Leviathan's Breath is getting Archer's Tempo buff. So that's cool if you like that. Huckleberry increased zoom. Xenophage is having its rate of fire increased. Le Monarch will no longer one-shot an Empowering Rift because it's having its poison tick damage reduced versus players by 25%. Increased poison tick damage against AI by 50%. So that's in PvE, I believe. Which is great. Launch Driver getting a nerf that it needs. Reduced body shot damage so it can't one-shot inside of a rift. Skyburner's Oath is now going to be hit scan when ADS, which is what it should have had ages ago. Last Word, reduced mouse and keyboard recoil penalty. Arbalest is getting a little damage reduction against champions, but will still one-shot barriers. Graviton Lance is having its catalyst changed, so it will no longer grant Hidden Hand, but instead of Vorpal Weapon, Turnabout. Grand Overture getting a change. Cold Heart, sustained damage creates an Ionic Trace, and collecting the Ionic Trace grants energy to all your abilities, similar to how Stormcaller works. Prometheus Lens getting a buff. Wave Splitter buff. Washer Striga buff. Lord of Wolves nerf. Perks, Snapshot getting a buff because of all the aim assist changes and all that. Forechoke getting changed. Desperado is getting its PvE damage penalty removed, which is awesome. Aerosol, Eye of the Storm, Mulligan change, Compulsive Reloader buff, Adagio nerf, and some mod changes as well. And then these are some of the weapons that are going to be removed at the beginning of next season. So for Iron Banner, you've got the Occlude Finality Sniper and Finite Impactor. Nightfalls, the Comedian Shotgun and Palindrome Hand Cannon are going to be removed, so get those quick. Shora's Wrath and Messenger will also be gone from Trials next season, so get those as well. And then leaving in Season 18 will be Peacemon Sidearm, Archon's Thunder Machine Gun, Plug 1 Fusion, Hothead Rocket, Eye of Soul Sniper, and Summoner Auto Rifle. And then you've also got some exotic changes and class changes. Axiom Bolt base cooldown increase. Offensive, you've got Titan Barricade base cooldown being increased to 82 seconds rather than 53, which is good because it's obnoxious. Renewal Grasps is getting a little bit of a change. Gambit nobody cares about. Contest Emblem being rewarded to people, which is great. New hotfix coming on the 26th of April. And then also if you're going into Trials, they said moving forward, any players in the Floors pool who is at a 7th win or of a given passage will have a chance for Adept Weapons to drop post-match, which is good to hear. So another incentive to go grind out Trials. And that's everything basically in this TWAB. It's quite long. I skimmed some stuff that I didn't think were that important. I'll have a link to it in the description if you want to read through all of it yourself. I stream live on Twitch pretty much daily apart from today because I'm busy making this video. But yeah, that is everything. Like, comment, and subscribe. Overwatch 2 comes out next week, so I'll probably be streaming that if you want to watch that. And yeah, that's everything. Peace.